Okay, here we're back in Legend Heroes Trails to Azure, and it's time to kick off the Chapter 3 patrol, at least for the first. I don't know how many days there'll be.
Ah, こちらの準備も9割方目処がついた。
Sixth Anguisse is Novartis. We've met him before when he was at the Doll Studio.
今回のオーダーには何とか間に合わせられるだろう。
お疲れ様です、博士。
To my knowledge, first has yet to be revealed. I haven't bothered looking at the Anguisse in black yet.
レギオンたちの動きは
ちょっと前にブルブランが遊んでいたみたいだけど、もう手は引いたみたいだね。レンはリベールに去ってから戻ってくる気配はなさそうだ。そして彼女についてはまあ様子見でいいんじゃない？式紙は貸してくれたけど、今のところ介入するつもりは一切ないみたいだし。
That would be the bewitching bell, of course.
わかりました。マイスターと同様、彼らの意志に任せてください。
しかし、レギオンには全ての行動の自由を与えるか。あの方の決めたこととはいえ、いささか理不尽な掟だね。
So notice right there, they revealed that the Grand Master is female.
全てはマスターのおぼし飯。是非を問う必要はありません。それより、いらっしゃったようですね。
おや、来たかね。
時間通りだね。
お待たせしました。
Seventh Anguisse being Aryan Road, if I remember.
もう始めているようですね。
いえ、始めたばかりです。例の件についてはもうよろしいのですか？
ええ、あとは破壊殿に全てをお任せしてきました。それでクロスベルでしたね。かの地に赴くのは私もいささか久しぶりです。
あまりの変わりように目を丸くするんじゃない？現代の動力文明では最先端の大都市だろうしね。
私も完成前にもう一度顔を出してみるつもりだよ。どうだね。せっかくだから現地で落ち合うとしようか。
ええ、依存はありません。
ではお二方、以後は一切をお任せします。減塩計画、あの方の最終計画のためには欠かせないステップです。第一段階としての仕掛け、よろしくお願いしますよ。
了解だ。
すべてはマスターのために。
The referendum regarding Crossbell's potential independence as proposed by Mayor Qua was drawing closer and closer. As pressure from the Imperial and Republican governments mounted by the day, so too did the citizens' fervor. Combined with the excitement generated from the debut of Arkansas's revival performance, emotions in the city were hitting a fever pitch. All the while, a new concern was beginning to emerge from the shadows. So going back to the Ouroboros thing a second ago, I believe this is the only game in the series to have 3 Anguisse in it. Cold Steel has 2, at least 2 that have been revealed. In case they may do some sort of surprise reveal somewhere down the line that someone didn't realize was one of them, but you have the chance of then increasing the Anguisse here to 4 instead of 3.
ええ、その通りよ。単なる魔獣とは言い難い大型で不可思議なモンスター。そんな存在がクロスベル各地で発見されるようになっているわ。
頭が見たやつだ。
結局とどめを刺す前に逃がしてしまったけど、
こんな魔獣が。
そういった情報は流れてはいましたが。
それだけじゃない。他のタイプも確認されている。
これは
急降山に現れた。
おいおい、また出たのかよ。
先日同じタイプのものが北の山岳地帯に出現しやがってな。そちらのスコットたちにすでに退治されている。
そうだったんですか。
もしかしてお二人で退治なさったんですか？
ああ、不意をついてなんとか倒すことができたよ。これも君たちの方から情報が回っていたおかげだな。
ただどうにも妙な手応えでな。アーツの効き方が異なる上に光るようにして消えてしまった。
やは
俺たちが戦った時と全く同じみてえだな。
しかし山岳地帯ということは今度は屋外に現れたんだね。
ええ、これまでにも塔や総員など異常な場所は確認されているわ。どうやら何らかの理由で場の歪みが発生していると推測されているのだけど、でもこれらの幻獣は山岳地帯や故障地帯などにも出現しているの。ひょっとしたら場の歪みがそうした屋外にも現れているのかもしれない。
そんな。
ゾッとしない話だな。では私たちをここに呼んだ理由というのは？
ああ、これらの幻獣への対応をギルドと特務支援課の双方に頼みたくてな。独立提唱がなされて以来、ベルガード、タングラム両門でやや緊張状態が続いている。せめて住民投票が終わるまではそちらに集中しておきたいんだ。
わかりました。引き
分担に関してはこちらに任せてもらっても？
ええ、データはお渡しするからそちらにお任せするわ。それとできれば原因の特定も頼みたいの。
原因？なぜそうした幻獣がいきなり現れたかですか？
ええ、魔獣の発生は昔から一定のサイクルで起きているけど、この幻獣に関してはそこから外れた異常事態と言っても過言ではないでしょ
間違いなく何か原因があるはずだ。場の歪みを発生させて常識外れの大型魔獣が現れるだけの原因。
なるほど、確かに。
ギルドの名にかけて必ずや突き止めてみせよう。
しかしあんたたちとこんな形で共闘するとはね。
最初の頃からすると想像もつかんな。
ま、こっちもそれなりに成長してるってことだろう。いや実際大したもんだよ。もし警察をクビになったらいつでも歓迎させてもらうぜ。
そうそう、特にティオちゃんなんかギルド向きだと思うのよね。そう言われましても
お言葉だけいただいておきます。
でも幻獣ですか。確かに気になりますね。
ああ、とりあえず手分けすることにしよう。警備隊から回ってきたのは全部で5件。君たちにはそのうち2件を受け持ってもらいたい。
へえ、随分と気前がいいじゃないか。いいんですか、そちらの分担が多くても。ただでさえアリオスさんが今は動けない状況なのに。
だからこそさ、彼が動けない分あんたたちにも必ずしわ寄せが来るはずだよ。
元より魔獣退治は私たちのお箱。お互い他の仕事もあるし効率的に分担すべきでしょ。
助かります。なんだか申し訳ないですね。
何、お互い様さ。それに君たちの方には結社の問題もあるからな。
はい。
ったく、その問題もあるんだよな。
結社ウロボロス。なんでも遊撃士協会とはいろいろと因縁があるとか。
ええ、リベールの異変でもエステルちゃんたちをはじめとする遊撃士がやり合ったし、それ以外にも各地の事件で幾度となくぶつかっているわね。
帝国のギルドが一時壊滅状態に陥ったのも奴らの仕業だと言われている。もっともその後の衰退の原因は帝国軍の圧力によるものだから。
そうなんですか。
しかし聞けば聞くほど捉えどころのない連中だぜ。いずれにせよギルドの方でも未だ実態がつかめていない連中だ。何が目的かわからないがくれぐれも気をつけるといい。
困ったことがあったら遠慮なく連絡してきなよ。正直連中に関してはこっちも人事じゃないんだし。
わかりました。
何かあれば遠慮なく頼らせていただきます。
Chapter 3 Budding Turmoil. Reported sightings of large enigmatic monsters, hereafter referred to as cryptids in Crossbell State, have recently been confirmed. The CGF is currently working to gain more insight into the situation. Little is known about these cryptids aside from the simple fact that they exist. As such, countermeasures have yet to be devised. All recorded details regarding these cryptids are provided on the following pages. Case A, Ursula Road. Small cave along the sandbar. Visual profile is a tortoise-like characteristic. Sky report is signed by a guardsman on patrol. No attempt is made to engage. This creature did not stray from its location over a short observation period. It does, however, grow aggressive when approached directly. And Case B, the East Crossbell Highway, in a clearing past the boathouse. It's a plant-like creature, possesses an enormous mouth. Sky report, signed by a resident of the nearby boat shed. This report is yet to be verified by the CGF. As with the cryptid in Case A, it does not move from its general location, but does become combative when confronted. So this was spotted by the fisherman, and I believe we fought this one in Cold Steel.
ウルスラ街道の中州と東クロスペル街道の外れか。どちらも最近あまり立ち寄ってなかったな。
急降山に現れたのほどでかくはねえみたいだが、万全の準備はしといた方が良さそうだぜ。
それと原因の特定ですか。ええ、時、空、幻の上位3属性が働いているという報告もあるみたいだし、
上位属性の働きに関しては私が感知できると思います。ただ原因となるとちょっと難しいかもしれません。
確かに塔や総員についても原因は分かってないみたいだし、そういえば古戦場にある太陽の砦もそうなんだっけ。ああ、俺たちが乗り込んだ時は確かにそうだったけど。
ただ事件が解決した後は何の異常も起きていないらしいな。総員にあったような金が原因でもなさそうだし。
そうなると本当に原因は特定が難しそうですね。
ま、とにかく行くだけ行ってみようぜ。どうせ他の仕事なんかも入ってきてるんだろうしよ。
そうだな。よし、支援要請をチェックしてから出発するとしようか。
Wow, talk about no rest for the weary. Fine. Old mine extermination mission. Dangerous monster, the Megalobat, has been sighted in the old deserted mine outside Mainz. We asked the special sports that can deal with this threat swiftly. Stranger danger from Chief Tolta. My son seems to be up to something but hasn't told me a thing about it. I suspect it has something to do with a suspicious man who visited the village a few days ago. Would you be willing to investigate whatever it is my son is scheming? For full details, meet me in my home on the far end of Armorga village. Counterfeit Caper, 2nd Division, Raymond. Come down to Crossbell Station ASAP. I need you to help me catch a counterfeit dealer, Raymond. And a taste of Crossbell from the news service. Crossbell News Service is planning to publish the Gourmand's Guide to Crossbell, which will detail various eateries across the state. We would like to petition the Special Sports Section for assistance in gathering material for the project. For more details, please ask for the editor in charge of the guide at our reception desk. And that's a long one, I should notice. So we may not be able to do that one fully immediately.
結構な数の依頼が来ているみたいだな。アリオスさんが動けないからじゃないとは思うけど。
そうね。 今日は課長が病院にお見舞いに行っているみたいだけど、私たちも近いうちに顔を出した方が良さそうね。
だな。キーボーは昨日行ったらしいし、結構落ち込んでたよな。
はい、ちょっと心配です。
車を使えば病院まではそんなにかかりませんし、時間があったらお見舞いに行きましょう。
ああ、そうするか。しかし目の回復手術か。やっぱりまだまだ難しい領域みたいだね。そうだな。
今回の手術も決して失敗というわけじゃないみたいだけど。
And there you have it. Hold on. I keep thinking those books are something special just because of how much they stand out from everything else there. Anyway, new chapter, we need to feed the feline. I'm gonna do that and actually examine stuff on my way down because I may be interrupted shortly. Take the salamander. It's probably a rare fish that I just gave it, but I don't care. I don't think I need all the fish on hand at one time anyway. HP 3. Thanks, Kope. We'll make sure to put it to good use. So there's a few guys who could use that. I'm not going to equip it. Actually, I should just slap it on her now that I think about it. Because that should unlock some other spells. I still have to unlock Tio's slots. So we are starting to get some of the doubles there, and we don't have any of Tio's doubles. I know we picked up some stuff while we were at Michelin, I just don't know where all it goes. Hey guys, is everything okay, Kia? You haven't been the same since you visited Shizuku yesterday. I'll be okay. Lloyd, is it going to be hard to fix Shizuku's eyes? Probably, if I had to guess. Doesn't sound like the surgery was a complete failure, but she still has a long way to go. I see. Hey now, Kido. I know it's hard, but you can't let it get you down forever, right? Last thing Shizuku wants for you to be all down in the dumps because of her. Ryo's got a point, Kyo. Shizuku needs you now more than ever. Your encouragement and friendship are the best medicine she could ask for. You guys are right. I have to cheer her up the next time I see her. That's what best friends do for each other. Thanks, guys. I'm feeling a little better now. But yeah, I promised the others I'd play with them, so she can get going. Sure. Just be careful out there. Do you think she'll be okay? I sure hope so. At the very least, she perked up almost instantly just now. No time to mull it over, though. Let's get going. See, I'm gonna stop once I hit these rooms. Nothing for Lloyd. Not too shabby. Ah, the surfboard, that's what it was. Nothing for Wazy, nothing for Sergey. It says don't let your guard down. We won't. We already know exactly how dangerous cryptids can be. Thanks for the concern, Zai. We'll have Tio call you if we need backup. Okay, money-wise, I'm only at 6,500. I probably can't even afford a single weapon here. I know we weren't going to buckle to Ereboni and Calver's demands, but proposing independence? Come on now. I'll tell you one thing, this better not end up with anyone declaring war on us. Huh. Stuff's cheaper than I thought it would be. Don't know if I should be concerned about that. Grab that. Grab this. Now that I think about it, Noelle probably hits just as hard as Randy, so I should prioritize her weapon. Over here on your right, you'll see. Wait, was it my right or their right? All anyone can talk about these days is independence. There's more happening in the news, people. Just the other day, they made a critical revision to our basic traffic laws. The latest reform introduced license suspensions to the penalty system. I'm praying they'll reduce the number of horrible traffic accidents, if even just a little. The number of horrible traffic violations has been on the rise again. I understand laws are just rules the government slaps onto paper, but you think people would follow them out of common decency. You know, those morals you learned back in Sunday school? Sadly, some people toss them in the trash the moment they turn into adults. Just don't forget, guys, eyes on the road, hands at 10 and 2, and remember to pay attention to your surroundings, okay? Of course, traffic safety is my middle name. We'll keep that in mind, Kate. That is, if Noelle ever lets anyone else drive. Not once did I think I'd live to see the day Crossbell came to so much as even consider the notion of independence. Let me tell you a thing or two about independence. It'd be a dream come true, yes, but all dreams must end eventually. Let's go in here. Hoysdorf is a genius. Nano's culinary progress has made a rival of Celteo, so Hoysdorf is using it to light a fire under him. A week from today, they're going to have a cooking showdown to determine who gets to serve as my sous chef. That's just for show, though. I'll take them both on as chefs as long as they're willing to put the work in. But keep that to yourself. The less Celteo knows, the better. Thought I would have gone back to waiting tables by now, but the manager asked for me to work in the kitchen a little longer, so I agreed. Not only that, but he asked me to compete against Celteo. He said it would be important for his future. I feel a bit guilty about him tricking him into taking his job seriously, but I won't lie. Going head-to-head sounds like a great time. They had an unnecessary space in there. Celteo's finally started to buckle down, and it's about time too. Now that we have a rivalry on our hands, there's no telling where it'll lead. It'll lead to violence, that's where. Becoming an independent state won't be as easy as some people want to believe. I, for one, am much more concerned about the danger pursuing it could put us in. I was unsure about traveling to Crossbell after all the international tension recently, but in the end I'm glad we decided to come. My girlfriend was having a ball too. Crossbell's such a wonderful place. Hope we can see all the sights and make some lasting memories. It's official, Nano and I are going to face off in a cooking showdown. Our first challenge is going to see who can make the best pasta dish. I need to think about what recipe I should use. Oh, it's Tio, and I see you brought the rest of the Triple S too. What's up, guys? Been a while. Hello, Chief Roberts, Yona. Are the two of you here for lunch? Yes, I wanted Yona here to try eating healthy for once in his life. He had nothing but pizza while he was living at the Foundation's headquarters in Le Mans State. Ah, yes, how could I ever forget? And what's this? I see he's barely touched any of his veggies. You're right, his plate is nothing but peppers and carrots now. Being a picky eater isn't good for you, Yona. Don't treat me like some dumb kid, I'll eat whatever I want. Coming to a sit-down restaurant is a total waste of my time. I mean, forks, knives, why even bother? It's so much easier to just inhale a couple slices of pizza while I'm on the computer. This can't be. You mean to say those scrumptious vegetables don't light up your palate? Oh, this is all my fault. I only wanted to see you eat more nutritious. I get it. I'll summon chefs from across the Maria to create the ultimate vegetable dish, one that even you can appreciate. Could you cut it out already? And you wonder why we think you're so freaking annoying? You want me to stop being picky? Fine, just watch me. It's like eating a weed. Maybe changing his ways won't be so easy after all. If only. Oh, I just remembered. You guys found out something about that clown dude who hacked the tower while you were at Michelin, right? Official please business, Yona, we can't comment. He's right, we did meet him at Michelin. We should keep what happened that night under wraps for now. Damn, so that's how it's gonna be, huh? Well, fine. Anyway, ever since the tower incident, he hasn't shown up again on the net, but I still have to make him pay me back double for trashing my base. So if you hear any more details, send them my way, okay? Well, we can't promise you anything. Why you gotta be such a stick in the mud? All you gotta do is upload the info into your database. Then I can just hack into it later and take a look-see for myself. This kid's serious right now? You should really consider behaving yourself on occasion now that the IBC is supporting you. To that end, I would appreciate it if you keep a close eye on him, Chief. You can't allow him to run rampant now that the basic global network laws have gone into effect. That's absolutely right, Tio. You're under my care now, Yona. I'm gonna be watching over you like a hawk 24 hours a day. Hey, don't egg him on, Tio. You know what kind of hell you're putting me through. We should leave, everyone. Sure. Passing the buck is an art, and I'd say she's got it down pat. Don't you worry, Tio. I'll take full responsibility for Yona moving forward. He's your problem now. I mean, I'm kind on you, Chief. Tio gets along a lot better with Chief Roberts when Yona's here to take some of the heat off. Stupid Chief. Babysitting me 24 hours a day. Why can't he find a hobby or something? I'm gonna get you for this, Tio. My work here is done. Let us be off, everyone. Stop ignoring me. Tio sure knows how to keep on a tight leash. almost missed that. Okay, if you'll do anything, then either cut the carbs or start working out. What's not clicking? Why can't there be a way to lose weight without having to work out or stop eating? I'll do anything, so someone please tell me. And we'll do the talking later. I'm talking about the random walking NPC. I hear Southward and Janetta are going steady now. Nothing spices things up like a little workplace fling. Ah, the flames of youth. Saron suggested I become a nurse. I've put in a lot of thought into it. I'll wait until next year to take the exam, but I already scored well on the practice one. For now, though, I'm still planning on taking the residency exam next year, too. Knowing I have multiple options helps take some of the weight off my shoulders. So, did Southward confess during that trip they took? Uh-huh, it was at Fortuna, that fancy restaurant out at Michelin. He even asked the staff to help him surprise her. Who knew Southward was such a romantic and a showman at that? Well, if anything, I'm just thrilled for Janetta. She deserves to be happy. Suppose that leaves me as the last single lady staying in our trio. Visit the Triple S. You sure do make a lot of trips here, huh? Thank you for always choosing Times as your premier shopping destination. Please take your time looking around. My apologies, Pearl and I were a little wrapped up in our conversation. It would be my pleasure to help you with anything we need. Thinking back on it, the tail end of the trade conference was a veritable whirlwind of events. Between the terrorist attack and Mayor Qua's proposal, I was left at a loss for words. I can't imagine how other countries will react to this independence business, but it's safe to say Crossbell's on center stage right now. I never saw Janetta as anything more than a friend until... well, maybe I just didn't understand my own feelings. In any case, I'm glad I mustered up the courage to ask her out. Well, back to another day of people watching. I gotta kill time somehow. By the way, I noticed the guy who runs the general store and that one receptionist lady have been way friendlier than usual lately. Does that mean what I think it means? Well, would you look at that? They've added new stock all over the store. You can always count on Times to be on the top of the latest and greatest products. What do they have that I can't afford anymore? You only have one chance to make a good first impression. That goes as much for footwear as it does for people. Strange as it may sound, I want each shoe on my displays to look as though they're happily greeting each customer that strolls by. So that's what Noelle currently has. That's what they currently have. So yeah, that actually is an upgrade. It's just pricey. It'd be a direct upgrade for Noelle, though. Massive evasion upgrade for Ellie from the good, or am I misreading that? Oh no, it's only 5. It's just she's really evasive anyway. So yeah, I need to save up for these. Didn't expect Crossbell to push for independence in my lifetime. I'd be fine and dandy with it, but something tells me everybody in Calvary aren't gonna let it happen too easily. State independence. Now there's a tricky topic indeed. Years ago I abandoned the Empire to live here in Crossbell. You'll say this puts me right on the horns of a dilemma. So I believe we bought that at the park. The cat's up in the microphone, so you may hear her right here. Machette paws. I have one of those for Ellie, and well, it's good to know those aren't permanently missable or anything. The more expensive clothes and accessories are, the more they tend to have greater care put into their finer details. That sort of attention is what makes many name-brand fashion so durable, which I'd say more than makes up for the price tag. Of course you would. So we have the needle parka here. That's what Lloyd's using. It's kind of a downgrade for Randy. Okay, so that's where her evasion's coming from. Yeah, that is a lot. And then this makes the guys... wow. Yeah, I'd be willing to part with a little bit of strength or the sheer defense and evasion boost. Jeez, we need a lot of money. Almost missed this again. Southwark was such a charmer the night he took me to Michelin. You know what he did? He looked me straight in the eye and said that he likes me for who I am. I couldn't have asked for a better birthday. It's really nice out today. The air up here feels good too. Orcus Tower feels right at home in Crossbell City's panorama. Of course, one should expect the townscape to change dramatically over the next 10 to 20 years. Orcus Tower may be the only building that ends up a permanent fixture of our skyline. A young tourist asked me a good question a little while ago. Why do balloons float? Without a moment's hesitation, told him it's because they're filled with hopes and dreams. What do you do in response? He sneered. Kids these days can be so cruel. Wonder what kind of part-time job I should look for. Waiting tables would be a safe choice. Then again, working at a hostess club is what I'll earn you the big bucks. Wait, what on earth am I thinking? Pouring liquid for creepy old men is a step over the line for me, no matter how well it pays. And don't knock until you try it. That's how you meet politicians, after all. I'm of the opinion that ZCF makes the most reliable orbital appliances. Their products always seem more expensive than the competition, but you get what you pay for. Guillaume used to work here, but we disagreed on management styles and parted ways. In retrospect, turns out I might have been the one in the wrong. I'm too far late in realizing it, but Gen 10 would never have made it to where it is today without engineers like him. No matter what my daughter says, the extent to which I worry about her is completely unquestionably normal. So as is only natural, I've decided to apply for a job as an orbital engineer at this very store. The only problem is I've always leaned more toward designing than anything hands-on. Sure, I can do simple maintenance just fine, but will that be enough for them to hire me? This store has quite a diverse selection of orbital products. Brands from nations near and far are carried here. But of course, who would expect anything less from Zemuria's leading trade city? I can't even speak right now, jeez. I totally understand why my dad worries about me so much, but that doesn't make him any less overbearing. I don't know if there's any... there are 2 new ones here. Jeez. Yeah, I can't afford that one either. I don't really know what the whole point of these are. So by little, I believe that just means a chibi type drawing. Yeah, that CP charger would be awesome. Spam S-Crafts for that achievement like no tomorrow. Hear about this independent stuff practically floored me at first, but the more I hear of it, the more I get the mayor's idea. I mean, everybody in Kelver are thinking of stationing their soldiers at our borders. We're never going to have real peace unless we stand up for ourselves and make our voices heard. If not now, then when? I was hoping that level 3s would have been available here. Crap. I actually need that one just in case I need to slot something in. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford anything with her in all seriousness. Okay. So we did pick up the EP cut too. Overall, unlocking as many slots as I did was probably a little premature. And by little, I mean really premature. So let's go ahead and grab one of these. You can never have too much speed. Can't afford that one. This one's not too bad. I might be able to squeeze it in somewhere. I have loads of Petrify. So that would give her Tira and Thalos. So you can still access the notebooks there, that's weird. Would give Calamity Edge. Okay, I want him to have an action too. think that's probably all I can afford at the moment. I'm not really a fan of the EP quartz. I'll put it there just because I don't have anything better at the moment. Alright. Huh, she does have Tyrol. Now that I think about, let me look at their... So she's up to 491, 365, 380, 300 roughly, 429. How does he have 476? I have no clue. Huh. He might actually be a better contender than Ellie for being a dodge tank of sorts. How do I look at the S-crafts? Oh, yeah, I was at the right spot. Not the S-crafts, which is the normal speed. It's part of the reason why I'm really hesitant to part with her. Because of this move right here. You can accelerate turns up, stealing stuff like mad. If anything, the one that's probably closest to getting bench would be Lloyd. Oscar looked so proud when my bread finally got chosen over his. This is all wrong. I wanted to see him suffer like a man with a wheat allergy. Damn you, Oscar. Hey, thanks for coming. Our new bread is actually courtesy of Benet this time around. Here, have a sample. Benet Supreme. Thanks, Oscar. We can't wait to try it. Benet was the one who thought of this month's new bread, right? Strawberries and cream all nestled up in a soft bun. How can I say no to that? It's so affordable, and the simple ingredients make it stand out compared to our last one. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to dig in. Oscar's been my apprentice for a long time now. So long that I think Benet has begun taking a liking to him. Who knows, Oscar might just get a promotion from apprentice to son-in-law someday. And if you get to Cold Steel 4, you can find out how that plays out. The mayor's bid for Crossbell and independence is no easy issue. For every pro, there's a con. Maybe I should ask Pruna and Lennelly what they think. Maybe not. They'd probably just say something like, oh my gosh, that is like a total boar snore. Mom was helping out with their family store today. Man, this sucks. There's barely anything for fun to do if all I have is Henri. Hey, I'm staying right here, Ryu. It's better when Mom was around because then we have a lot more games to pick from. Too bad she has to help out at home today. We'll have to make do without her. Yeah, I noticed Key has been down lately. Maybe I should invite her to play with us next time. You're looking really fired up, Ken. You bet I do. Today's the day I'm finally going to play with him. Him who? The black cat that's always hanging around the neighborhood. Let me know if you see him, okay? A kitty cat? Wait, but aren't we supposed to go shopping for Mom right now? Yeah, good thinking, Nana. We can buy some cat food to lure him out. Stop kidding around. She gave us Mira to buy veggies. Whenever Dad comes home from a trip, he goes straight to bed and passes out. Dad typically doesn't realize he's only going to dirty his sheets if he doesn't change out his clothes. Nothing beats the feeling of lying in your own bed. This way I'm liable to conk out for the whole rest of the day. I was going to ask Ryu to help me with my work today. The little devil slipped outside before I even noticed. He's turning into one heck of an escape artist. They're going to be holding a referendum on the propriety of Crossbell and independence. It's a touchy subject, so I plan on talking things out with Miles before I decide how I'll vote. The options are far from black and white. It's best that we be as informed as we can. I went to the sandbar on Ursula Road to take some pictures the other day and ended up coming across some kind of tunnel that even further down the shoal. It looked kind of dangerous, so I didn't risk exploring it, but I can't help wondering what might be in there. I don't remember where the super boss was in Cold Steel 4 offhand now that I think about it. It might be this tunnel that they're talking about. I don't know what's going on in my husband's head. He had the nerve to ask if I'd go for a drive with him. What I didn't know, was that supposed to be his attempt at an apology? I tried inviting my wife out for a relaxing drive tomorrow. I was hoping it might show her I care. Fingers crossed puts her in a better mood. Let her drive. Just tell the kids to get off the street. Fair warning. I've been feeling so much more relaxed since the unveiling ceremony. Now I can get Orcus Tower off my mind and focus on broadening my horizons with different projects. I think I'll brew Kendall some coffee to help him power through his work. This little Beryllian blend has a lovely aroma that's sure to perk him up. Arkanseal's revival performance is debuting soon, and guess what? Slade the 10 on the 3rd floor is one of the stars. It's gonna be her big break for sure. I'm so excited for her, I just wish I could actually go. Is she in? Probably at the theater. Talos and I have had a lot of discussions about state independence since the trade conference. That's a problem that concerns every Crossbell, and one that calls for as much careful consideration as we can give. Oh, hey, Triple S. If you're looking for Mr. Grimwood, he's hard working in his room on the 2nd floor right now. He's been very busy lately, hasn't he? Really? Guess I didn't notice. Yes, well, there's a reason for that. The mayor asked him to draft up a preliminary constitution if Crossbell really does become independent. What? A constitution as in separate from our autonomous state law? Constitutions are basic outlines of fundamental principles used to provide a legal basis for the creation of a political entity. They establish the precedents and structures under which a governing body will operate. That includes sovereignty free from external influence. Or was that interference? I think it was interference now that I try to recall it. Drafting a constitution is an indispensable step in achieving recognition as a nation. Not gonna lie, some of that went over my head. Okay, most of it. Hardly surprised, that'd be why a specialist like Mr. Grimwood was called in. Grizzly Grimm's work as international, after all. It's only naturally found himself on Qua's orbital speed dial. Exactly, if anyone can draw off Crossbell a new constitution, it's Mr. Grimwood. Would you mind telling him hello for us then, Pete? Say the Triple S is rooting for him. No problem, I'm sure he'll love that. So I wonder what kind of draft it is. Blind draft, serpentine draft. I kid. But anyway, let's go into Talos', see what Momo's up to. Helping Mom and Dad with the store today. I just wish I could have fun all the time, but I guess all play and no work is bad for you. I'm in favor of breaking away from Erebony and Calvert, but at the cost of making them our enemies, that's a harder sell. If only there's some peaceful way to resolve this. Sunshine Agnes 2. We already have that, though. Stylish Mirror. I don't know if I have this one already. And then you have the mini Velo bike for Noelle. Jeez. They hit you with so much stuff in Chapter 3. It's not fair. Huh? That one's not working. Just after Sophia taught me how to bake cookies. Doesn't look like I'll be baking anything today at all. I believe it would be best if Crossbell established its independence. But that's easier said than done with Erebony and Calvert breathing down our necks. Perhaps Mayor Qua has a plan of some sort to circumvent that. I was at some business executive's party last night when the topic of independence came up, but I didn't have a damn clue what they were talking about. It felt like they were speaking in another language. Guess I should ask Granny about it. Maybe stay up a little on the side. Here I was expecting one of them to say they unplugged the oven for the girl's protection. Granny told the guy, be a deer, go outside and turn off the gas. Actually, wait, they probably use orbital stuff here, so... Huh. The chief of Remorka village called Harold over this morning. He wanted to discuss something, but it didn't sound like a business negotiation. Wonder what it could be. Right, we already have that one, I think. Bob's supposed to have the day off, but he still went off somewhere. Is he working anyway? Why? If only he had a sister to play with, you know? If you ask me, it's going to be much more difficult to gain independence than people realize. A couple of suzerain powers like Erebony and Calvert would never stand for it. I understand the mayor's reasoning, but proposing something so drastic was reckless at best. So there's no reason to go in there because we found Yona already. Where'd the Stooges go? The day of the referendum draws closer by the hour. For the sake of our children's children, we can't take the issue lightly. I'm gonna be mulling this one over all the way up to the voting day. Oh, Lady Ellie, I nearly had a heart attack when I heard about those terrorists at the trade conference. My stomach had been knots over you and Master Henry's safety ever since. Joanna, you don't need to stress yourself out about me so much. You know that I have the Triple S on my side. I'll be fine, I promise. Yes, as you say, my lady. The cat saying hi. I don't see McDowell here. The independence referendum is nearly upon us. Master Henry has been carefully considering his position on the matter. But what interests me personally is how the average Crossbellan will decide to vote. In case you're wondering, I have one hand on the cat right now, so I'm trying to do the controller with the other, which is why I'm moving a little weird. I also can't reach the high speed button either, so... Hey there, wanna play? You know I'm not always rocking this cute bunny look, in case you're wondering. But my boyfriend asked nicely enough, I'd definitely break it out just for him. Almost forgot about her. Well, hello there, Wizzy. Thank you for showing me such a good time the other day. Our hour together felt like an absolute dream. Same to you, madam. I'm glad I could be of service. Put aside the moral gray area, how does Wizzy find time to host in between all of our other duties? Well, it's not all he finds time to do. Independence, to be or not to be? That's no easy question to answer. Mayor Claw has raised the stakes on us considerably. Don't push your luck, Yuri. Might get thrown out if you win too much. Ah, so here are the Stooges. Everyone's making a huge fuss with this independence garbage. What a bunch of morons. You Crossbell should just keep your mouth shut and obey the Republic like the dogs you are. If you value your peaceful lives, that is. Damn, that is one classy mama saying over there. Sucks she turned us down, but I guess we can't have all the good taste. The three gentlemen to my right have been rude and obnoxious to our other guests since the moment they arrived. Don't they have any common decency? If this continues, I'll have to straighten them out with a stern warning myself. And a harshly written letter, I assume. I have no interest in overgrown children still nursing off their parents' mirror on status. Suave, refined men like Mr. Drake are much more up my alley. Those three over there look like they have mirror to spare, but I don't like their vibes one bit. They got all hoity-toity and asked if I wanted to play with them, like, no thank you. No, it's a trade. Oh, I forgot we could get you materials here if we need it. So we do have the little shooter, comfy chair, I think we have for Wazy. Tristan we have for Lloyd. The jukebox might be new. Kagamaru hood, don't really need. At this point, that's just fallen off. Ironically, even this has fallen off. I have it on Noelle, though. Machette ribbon, we have that one. I'm trying to remember where we got... Oh. I wonder if that was the reward. It says I have two. Yeah, I prefer her to be unmutable. Prevents delay. Well, we're giving it to her, I guess. I, for one, am 100% behind Crossbell's bid for independence. It's downright unbelievable that we have to give everybody in Calvert a portion of our tax revenue. Our independence is an undeniable right, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Several lower guests appear to be causing quite the commotion downstairs. I may have to ask them to leave if they refuse to settle down. Out of my way, world, I've got me a hankering for some gambling today. Only problem is my wallet's looking pretty dry. Ice cream, get your ice cream. Happy to offer you a sample if you're having trouble picking between all my scrumptious flavors. I have these cute little spoons you can use to have a taste. 3 days, just 3 more days. The Revival performance debut is so close you can taste it. I can't wait any longer. Okay, so I'm making a prediction here that Chapter 3 will be 3 days long, minimum. Lady Ilya, Risha, and Sully will be starring alongside each other as the Revival's 3 celestial princesses. I managed to have me a ticket this time. I've never been more excited. So they're not kicking us out immediately. Opening night is quickly approaching. I can feel the excitement growing among the troop and staff, myself included, naturally. Sully doesn't look so good. I think she got some major jitters over her performance. Wouldn't surprise me, this is her debut. Still, this is a challenge she has to overcome on her own. We ought to keep quiet and watch over her. Yeah, you're right. Sully's having a difficult time ahead of her debut, but what Theodore said is right. We have to trust her to figure things out on her own. There is something you can do to help someone who hasn't noticed their own problems. Ilya probably understands that the most as much as she wants to jump in. Nikolai scored such a big important role while I'm here lagging behind. What do you complain about, Celine? You'll have plenty more appearances this time than before, won't you? Maybe, but compared to the others, no one's comparing you to anybody, don't you realize that? This troop only has one Celine, and that's you, sweetie. Now come on, put on a smile for me, will you? All that scowling is going to ruin your makeup. Celine's always been a worrier. I understand how she feels, but I hope she can learn to move past it. Of course, I'm the only Celine here, but is that enough? No, it's never enough. Where's Krilly when you need her? Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Hey, Eugene, can I ask you a favor? What is it, Plie? My sash is loosened up a tiny bit. I can't tie it by myself, so be a doll and will help me out, will you? You can't be serious. It's only Plie. Why must I be so nervous? Though if your one mistake will send me off to the gallows. Eugene's a little more innocent than I gave him credit for. Seeing him so flushed is making me feel a little embarrassed. The set that we had the studio build for our Revival production will finally be ready tomorrow. We threw in some pretty insane design specifications this time around, but no matter how impossible it seems on paper, Maester Jorg always pulls through for us in the end. I'm excited to go pick it up. Look, Risha and Sully are on stage. Is that Sully's Star Princess costume? It's gorgeous. Yeah, but take a closer look at Sulgir. Seems a little uncomfortable up there. How is that, Avon? Perfect, right? Ilya's gonna be blown away by my skills. Well, I would give it passing marks, yes. That's all. What about you, Risha? Tell me what you think. I didn't miss a single step, right? If I had to offer a word of advice, Sully, it would be to put on a little more emotion into your movements. It's difficult to explain, but it may help to picture yourself the way you want the audience to see you. How I want them to see me? Can't you be more specific? Randy's right, she's struggling. You should probably leave them be. I agree, this would be a bad time to interrupt. They won't let us. I don't think we need to go all the way upstairs or anything. Our Revival performance debuts in only 3 days. On a related note, we have a dress rehearsal scheduled for all of tomorrow. Please be aware that only troop members will be allowed in the theater during that time. I'll still try to barge in, don't worry. Huh. So yeah, where is Ilya? Okay. I wasn't really expecting anyone to be up here. What are you doing up here, Ilya? Fizz is my favorite little guy and his merry band of friends. Guess you're here to give us some encouraging words before the Revival debut. Something like that. Were you looking in how Sully and Risha's rehearsal is going? You know it. I can get a great view from here get a great view from up here without them noticing. It's good to see that they don't need me there to give it their all. They both remind me of myself when I first joined the troupe. Guess even you were a rookie at some point. Kinda hard to imagine though, huh? Feel free to tell us all about it, we've got the time. It's not that I mind, but I want to bore you kids to tears. We promise you won't. We'd love to hear your story. I remember all the papers mentioning how high expectations were for your performance. So you had captivated the city even before debuting. If I may ask, what was it that made you pursue a career on stage in the first place? Good question. I'd say it all started when I watched Ark and Ciel back in my childhood. I get it, so you want to be just like them, is that it? Not exactly. It's true their productions were impressive even then, with their talented cast and elaborate sets. But at the end of every show, I would always feel like someone was missing, and I just couldn't accept it. What do you mean? Everyone and the mothers were going on about how amazing Ark on sale was. I was afraid there might be something wrong with me to think otherwise. There I was, tiny baby Ilya, thinking, come on, I could do better than that. Can you imagine a total amateur like me thinking she could outshine Ark on sale if she was just given a chance? So you were just as passionate even when you were little. With an attitude like that, I can already see all the friends you made when you finally landed a spot in the troupe. I won't deny it, I was a talentless, inexperienced amateur dancing on the toes of the real pros. But in my heart, I believed I could be the one to raise the bar. I told myself that if I let my performance do the talking, then eventually I'd earn their respect and win them over. Which made you who you are today. Maybe. You kids know that by now I'm a perfectionist. The catch is, I don't believe Ark and Seal's ever put on a perfect show. That's why I went out and mined 2 diamonds in the rough, Risha and Sully. With the 2 of them at my side, I believe we're oh so close to putting on the ultimate show I've dreamed of. Wow, Ilya, you're the most ambitious person I've ever met. They say hard work beats talent every time. But in your case, Ilya, both of them apply in spades. There really is no one like you. Couldn't have said it better myself. Oh, please, you don't have to flatter me over a boring story like mine. When you guys finally have a night off, you should come see us put on a revival performance. Risha and Sully are going to set the stage on fire with yours truly. It's going to be our greatest production yet. Of course, count us in. We look forward to seeing you put on the show of your dreams, Ilya. It's been so long since I reminisced about my early days in the troupe. But enough about that. You should come see us put on a revival performance when you guys finally have a night off. Risha and Sully are going to set the stage on fire with yours truly's greatest production, yada yada. That's a repeat. Well, since we found her there, we don't have to go all the way upstairs now. So now we need to go into the hotel. We'll catch the Barker on the way out and go down the back alley. Should Crossbell become independent? It's difficult yet crucial question to ask. Only time will tell how the people respond. Many of us yearn for independence, but not all. That difference in opinion cannot be ignored. Having lived through the past several decades, I know well the threat posed by our neighbors to the east and west. However, perhaps now is the time for Crossbell to make a change, much like the way Hotel Millennium has. They actually have someone in one of the rooms. Apparently only one person. The debut of Ark and Seal's revival show is coming closer by the day. I didn't manage to get a ticket, but I'm still looking forward to hearing how it turns out. I may be cross-spelling, but I used to work for a hotel in the Empire. Maybe I should say this out loud, but the downside was having to cater to Erebonian nobles. It got old fast. He might be trying to say maybe I shouldn't say this out loud, but I don't know. My career has been a lot less stressful now that I've moved back home. Man, Ark and Seal's got themselves another star in the making. They're proud enough that Sully girl to be a new princess in their play from what I hear. Hasn't even been a year since they found Risha. Some people have all the luck, huh? Well, hey there, handsome. Want to have some fun at our club? Okay, I'll love with you. I'm competing with a rival coworker, and so far we're neck and neck. Whoever wins will be this month's top hostess. Can you do me a favor and help a girl out? Latest word on the street that the Imperial government has hired the Red Constellation to intercept those terrorists at the conference. Crimson & Co. has been laying low since then. They've hardly done anything worth mentioning. Business as usual for them, I suppose. Those Jaegers are about as professional as it gets. Yeah, they make Zephyr look like real chumps, don't they? This referendum thing is all anyone's been able to talk about. Eric said I should take part in it too, but that's easier said than done. I mean, the voting hours are right in the middle of my beauty sleep. Did we get this one already? Apparently we did. This way leads to Crimson & Co. Red Constellation's been laying low since the attack on the conference. Doubt we'll be able to get any info out of them right now. Yeah, we're better off not hanging around here. Maybe Imelda knows something. Interesting, very interesting. The debate over the independence is even less civil on the Orbital net. The majority of people seem to be in favor of it, at the moment, that is. Seems I'll have a steady stream of entertainment for a while. Let the discourse rage on, I say. So, this is new. Decoration for Ellie. So that makes me think the mirror is something we already have. Yeah, I'll never be able to afford these. Not unless we get a sharp increase in salary, which just isn't happening. Huh. So, I don't know if that door opens again or not. that one recipe may be missable. Something's telling me do not go to the police station. Okay, so that'll be when I go to Mainz. This will be when I go to Armorica and the one gate that's out that side. This one's at the police station, and that one's... this one is a long one, so I actually should do this one. Arkansas's revival performance debuts 3 days from now. Not only that, I managed to get tickets for opening night. I've never been so excited in my life. Actually, I think I'll do that one separate. Still. Hey there, can I introduce you guys to my newest limited time drink? In line with Crossbell's training theme of independence, it's made exclusively with local ingredients. It's packed to the brim with delicious flavors brought to you by our state. Come on, you gotta try it at least once. Which one is it? The matcha latte? People say there's a lot of good and bad things about Crossbell going independent. Independent? I don't really get what any of it means, though. No matter how hard I think about it, I can't decide whether Crossbell should be independent or not. That terrorist attack on the conference was a heavy blow to the CPD's reputation. We'd only just been gaining people's trust back after the cold incident, and now we're back at rock bottom. Feels like the entire city is giving the department flack over it. I would know after staying around here. Though, of course, I doubt they feel that way at all about the Triple S. Really? I hadn't even considered it. Have things really become that hostile, friends? How can you tell? For starters, it's hard to ignore the snark people give us when we're on patrol lately. That's why I even bother showing up to work or thank us for our service sarcastically. You know, like, now Calvin and Airborne can keep taking advantage of us, great job, that sort of thing. Worst part is I can't even say they were wrong, it's pouring salt in the wound. That does sound harsh. Well, no matter how salty they are, all we can do is keep chugging along. There's no use in worrying about what you can't control, it's better to focus on things you can instead. Just do what we do and block out all the haters. Talk is cheap after all. Those are some good points. Thanks, guys, I needed that. I must say I was surprised when Arkansas announced their new star performer the other day. Bet you taking such an important role at the young age of 13. This silly ad trade girl must really be something. I'm curious if they even let us in. I came here to see Orcus Tower with my own eyes. It's even more impressive than I imagined. Crossbell must be loaded to build something this crazy. Phewie, people aren't kidding when they say it's more impressive up close. The idea of Crossbell going independent sure is something. It's shocking the Mayor Quap before it's such a bold proposal. I work in financial affairs, so I know better than anyone what a headache our current tax arrangements are. But even so much as mentioning our columns in a tributary state has been taboo up until now. It's highly surprising that Airborne and Calvert have put out dismissive statements about this. That only makes me more nervous about what could happen, though. I'm here to walk with Mommy today. I knew this plaza would make for the perfect place to relax. It's a bit of a hike from the busier parts of town, but I find myself taking the time to come here anyway. I know it's not good to dwell on it, but there's no denying that the terrorist attack was a black eye for our division. All the officers on site did what they could. In the end, we had to rely on the Major's powers forces to restore order. To make matters worse, our failure is being held against Crossbell by the same countries. Clearly, we still have a lot of room for improvement when it comes to crisis management. More than a month has passed since the trade conference. The terrorist attack would have been the biggest story that day if the independence proposal hadn't overshadowed it. Just 2 more incidents to add to Crossbell's year-long streak, and we haven't even had a chance to take a breath. Can you believe it's already October? Or that if I blink, the rest of 1204 will come and go just like that. Hey there, Special Support Section. Welcome to Orcus Tower. If you have police business here, you can get started at the reception desk up front. Visitors can't do much of anything until they head there first. Really hope Grace doesn't push her luck with the DIE members today. Being her damage control is one of the most harrowing jobs I've ever had. Hey, Aloy & Co. Working hard or hardly working? Something like that. Are you here to get some coverage on the diet, Grace? Bingo, we're trying to score an interview about the newly passed bill, and while we're at it, I'm going to sneak in a few questions to gauge the diet members' opinions on state independence. Getting right to the heart of current issues, I see. You know it. Politics has been a big ol' snooze fest these days. Nothing scandalous or spicy for Selge around. Oh well, maybe I can find some halfway decent gossip material if I dig around enough. That's what you're really after today, isn't it? I'm gonna take a small break after this, because I need to drink something. You're the Triple S, correct? The ones who joined the security detail during the conference? If you don't mind, I'd like to explain what we do here. The counter before you is administrative services. My job is to process public record requests, policy queries, and so forth. Should you ever need any assistance with such matters, please feel free to come see me. Welcome to Orcus Tower. Here at the general reception desk, we assist visitors with whatever questions they may have. Feel free to ask about anything from tourist information to healthcare and other social services. Welcome. This reception counter handles a variety of public service procedures. Here you can make utility payments or register for a change of address. Wow, this place is amazing. 10 steps in, Orcus Tower is already a sight to behold. It's almost like we're time travelers from an horrible science fiction novel or something. I've heard that Orcus Tower's elevators are the speediest on the continent, though you'd be hard-pressed to notice how fast you're going since they ride so smoothly. No indication. Do you have an authentication card? I'm afraid you won't be able to ride the elevator with that one, jerk. So yeah, in case you're wondering, the whole Canadian wildfire thing is going on. We're getting ash blown across Lake Michigan, and it's agony on my eyes and mouth. So I'll get something to drink and I'll be back. Okay, my throat's a little bit better. Can't say much more for my eyes, though. Door's locked. Our workload has doubled ever since this building was repurposed as a civic center. Once the public forum is finished, I'll have to prepare for the referendum as well. Crunch time feels like all the time these days. No reason to go through that door. Ever since independence was proposed, many have requested that a workshop be held here to discuss its implications. In response, the municipal government and Crossbell News Service will be hosting a public forum on the subject the day after tomorrow. We're currently putting the final touches on our preparations. I hope everyone finds it to be a worthwhile event. The director's with the others across the room. It seems they're going to pore over the books that were found in Stargazer's tower. Those boys and their ancient texts. It's almost cute how giddy they are. Oh, right. I remember now. This grimoire appears to be a study on artifacts that was penned all the way back in the Middle Ages. That's amazing. Have you been able to glean anything about its author? Well, there's no mistaking this was written by one of the alchemists behind the construction of Stargazer's tower, but unfortunately there's nothing that sheds light on who they actually were. Regardless, this is incredibly valuable data. True, though it's unfortunate that this was all that remained. Even in the Middle Ages, there was no shortage of mysteries surrounding the alchemists. It's dubious that there ever were any documentations that could point to their true identities. That's true too. The fact all those books disappeared then only deepens the mystery. Looks like Uncle Miles and the others are researching the grimoires we were able to recover. Appears they haven't managed to learn anything new. Just who were the alchemists of the Middle Ages? The mystery only deepens. Indeed, however, the contents of this grimoire are exceptionally intriguing in their own right. Agreed, I think there's room for more analysis, so let's keep reading a little further. I'm trying to remember if we ever found out who Nielsen... Oh, we got something new here, even though I was just going through random shelves while I was talking. I don't remember if we ever found out who Nielsen was. If he was a Grail Knight, if he's a member of Ouroboros, or something else. Because I was mentioning before that it's possible there could be a twist that there's someone we've met that hasn't been revealed in the story yet. Nielsen would be a contender. Abby will finally be old enough to attend Sunday school next year. Hopefully his love for reading will translate to good study habits too. Makes me so proud. I can't wait to see what kind of student my boy will become. I'm gonna be going to Sunday school soon too, just like Kia. Hope we get to see her there. But if you're wondering, they will answer some of the alchemist questions in this game. So I'm gonna leave that alone till it's its own video. Let's dip into the bank. I don't really want to sell any Sepith just yet, but I might... we'll see what happens when I reach the U-material place. I've been thinking... I can't remember what it's called right now, it's driving me a little crazy. I've been thinking about whether or not Crossbell should become independent. In either case, it's going to have a huge impact on the IBC, not that I can grasp the particulars or anything. I had a feeling stock prices would turn unstable in light of all that's happened. Only rarely do they become this erratic. There's no telling where, when, or how much they'll swing. Times like these are riskiest when it comes to investing, not the sort of market I recommend for an amateur. Do you know that this building has a private staff-only training room? It's popular among the security department as well as other employees in need of a good workout. So I've also spotted Miss Qua in there, though not quite as often lately. It's a rare opportunity to see her outside the usual business attire. Instead, she'd be working out in gym clothes, dripping sweat, breathing hard. Be still my beating heart. Need the authorization card, or authentication card. I wasn't really reading it, to be honest with you. It's been over a month since the Airborne and Calvardian terrorists attacked the trade conference. It's disappointing to hear that some of them managed to evade arrest all this time. Surely it won't be so easy to return to their home countries. They might still be hiding out here in Crossbell. Hello, Triple S. If you're looking for the acting CEO, she's currently on a business trip abroad. Acting CEO? That would be Belle. The board of directors assumed most of her father's duties as CEO, and she was appointed shortly after. For the time being, that makes her the head of the IBC. Damn, it's pretty impressive for someone her age. But hardly surprising knowing Maria Belle. I think it's crazy no matter how you slice it. Her workload's a lot heavier now than it was before, I'm guessing. That would be correct. Fortunately, the board of directors is doing everything it can to lend its support and lift some of the burden. Now that she's the acting CEO, her duties are taking her far, wide, and everywhere in between. Yeah, they must be. I can't imagine how busy she must have been these last few weeks. Incidentally, Miss Qua should be returning sometime this evening. However, her schedule puts her right back to work tomorrow with several business meetings and consultations with our various departments. Terribly sorry, but I don't think you'll be able to see her for the time being. That reminds me, though, Miss Qua did leave a message for you. Received the Pom-Pom Party account. Is this a Pom-Pom Party account? Maria Belle plays too? Surprise, as head of technology department only stands to reason that I have an interest. Go ahead and register my account if you would. I'd be happy to use my skills to put you in your place. That's exactly how it reads. Is it now? Something tells me she wrote it especially for Lloyd. Even got his exact reaction. You're undoubtedly correct. I wouldn't put it past Belle. It's just as Miss McDowell says. You always did know her best. Sounds like she is an acting CEO for nothing. And the impression of her was spot on too. Bravo, miss. I may have been laying down a tad thick. Regardless, that was her message. Miss Qua is never far from an orbital terminal. You may challenge her whenever you see fit. Right, I'll keep it in mind. She's probably busy. Financial market's been volatile across the continent since the mayor's proposal for state independence. While I haven't seen any major lopsidedness, stocks have been changing hands at increasing rates. As for whether all the speculation will pay off or not, that hinges on what happens next in Crossbell. They do say that stock indices are just like life. You can never predict how things will turn out. Nothing for Hayway. Where'd the geezer go? Huh. Actually, real quick, I want to look at something. Yeah, that's interesting. It's almost time for Arkansas's revival performance. They just revealed the new cast member they're debuting too. Can't stop thinking about it. I knew Mayor Qua could dream up some crazy ideas, but independence is radical even for him. That said, I respect his can-do attitude. Fortune favors the bold, you know, you gotta take risks and challenge yourself to come out in front. And I gotta go. Okay, I only have a few more minutes before I have to stop for today. I ran him down off camera, so I have to wait for him to spawn again. I think I'll do 2 more deliveries before going on my lunch break. You know what? Putting it that way actually makes me feel more extra motivated. We spoke to her already. And yeah, I'll just make this a very brief piece that I have to splice in, and we'll be tackling East Street next. Okay, so let's head on in here. I forgot who all lives in here again. Yugo has Sunday school today. I remember Asli used to skip class all the time. Hopefully Yugo takes it more after his sister and studies hard instead. You're his sister. Don't refer to yourself in third person. That's messed up. In actuality, that's probably a literal translation for... I do mean literal from Japanese. Serena's going to be coming home late from work tonight, so she asked me to look after Yugo later today. I'm sure she'll be hungry by the time she gets back. I should cook a hearty dinner for them both. Huh, Bond and his family aren't there. Ah, is this them? Oh my, have you lost weight, dear? Leaving alone is an excuse to start eating poorly, you know. Please, Sepia, cut me a little slack. You look super happy in the festival photos you sent Daddy. They were kind of fuzzy, though. My wife and daughter came from her parents' home in Erebony to visit me. She never even told me they were coming. What a happy surprise. I've missed them so much. And that's just a repeat. I was wondering if they were linked, but you can see that's not the case. And truth be told, I was not expecting to get out of that building within a minute. I've been around almost all of Crossbell's history, so you can bet that I'm all for independence. But at the same time, remaining under the yoke of Erebony and Calvardian rule has for a fact guaranteed peace and stability. Turns out this matter isn't so cut and dry now, is it? The mayor's push for independence took me by surprise just like everyone else. That said, I do think Crossbell is right to demand better for itself. We are the trading capital of Zemuri, after all. This continent wouldn't be nearly the same without us. Boy looks like he's working super hard. Wish he had time to play with me, too. We're counting on you to pull your weight on the scripted case. With Arios out on leave, the branch is a teensy bit shorthanded right now. Make sure not to leave too much work for my other bracers, okay? Don't worry, Michelle. We'll take care of what was assigned to us. Yes, none of us can blame Arios for taking time off to be with Shizuku after her surgery. That's right. Thanks for being so understanding. I'll leave you to handle your side of the investigation however you see fit. Good luck out there. And I was wondering if they tell you where exactly to find them. Are they upstairs by any chance? We may not be able to talk to them. So I did do some stuff off camera that I'll explain in a moment. I've been living in the city for a while now. I still visit our Morka village on occasion, but I really do miss the relaxed atmosphere back there. These Crossbellans seem to be prattling on about some independence proposal. Do they not understand their peace and prosperity is largely thanks to my home, the Erebonian Empire? Let's check in on Chairman Moores. The Business Owners Association will be assisting with the referendum, it seems. Publicly speaking, though, I haven't the slightest idea how things are going to turn out, or personally speaking. Never thought Mayor Claw would be so bold as to propose Crossbell's establishment as an independent state. On the other hand, this may be a best shot at it, seeing as their influence in domestic and foreign affairs is greater than ever right now. Over the last 70 years, Erebony and Calvert have kept Crossbell under their iron fists to greatness time and time again. It won't be without opposition, but attaining sovereignty for our state would be a big step toward regaining our pride. Percent of Crossbell's tax revenue goes straight to Erebony and Calvert, but if we declared independence, that money would stay in our state coffers instead. Our lives would be a little easier then. State security would be a big point of concern, of course, but even still, I'm all in favor of the idea. Ever since my mom went on strike, I've gained an appreciation for just how hard she's been working around the house. She's always forgiven us, though, and we've been apologizing to her for days on end now. I get that everyone's up in arms about independence, but our family's already on the verge of a civil war. I usually buy my veggies wholesale from a truck that comes from our Morka village. Not that's any of my business, but last time they showed up in a way fancier ride than I remember. The chairman of the Business Owners Association asked me in private about how Dins is doing. See, Dins turned down a position as an officer of the BOA. Guess the chairman is still hung up about that. Kronk's models are so impressive. Thought I could match his handiwork, but I can't even get the pinwheels right. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Finally finished this Orcus Tower model I've been plugging away on. When I put up for display, tourists from all over were desperate to buy it off me. Thing is, I never planned to sell it. It makes me feel kind of bad for them. I believe we already have the odd cushion, since that's, like, low enough that I can afford it. Let's check out the Dragon Inn. The Vern Company's latest orbital truck is the best on the market right now. Too bad a small business like mine can never hope to afford one. Those gosh darn things are just too expensive. And we found Bond's family. Hi, would you like to order something? All of our customers are talking about what happened at the trade conference. Was what the mayor said really that huge a deal? Our family came here for lunch today. This Mappo dish is delicious. That's a tofu if I remember correctly. I don't remember if it's spicy or not. My, but these noodles are spicy. Just one taste is enough to perk you up. They're quite delicious, but I have to say they give me the vapors. Thought I'd treat my family some delicious Eastern food today. Glad I did too. They seem to be enjoying it. Maybe I was right about Mappu being spicy. Triple S, fancy meeting you here. Hey Rias, are you here for lunch? Indeed, I came into town on my break for something to eat. The fried rice at this restaurant is simply delectable. Oh Rias, you haven't lost your love for food. She's right though, that does look good. what about the plate count? She's gonna put Shan-Shan through college at this rate. There's something odd about seeing a church sister in a place like Long Lao. What an odd combination. Ellie doesn't seem to think that this is out of the ordinary for Rias at all. I had a feeling doing menial chores all day wouldn't earn us enough cash. Maybe I'll ask Master if there's any better work he can give us. What? No job's too tough for me and Roos. It'll be easy peasy. It's been a while since I last went home to Calvert. I've been enjoying working in Crossbell a lot, so I don't particularly miss it. My only regret's that I haven't been keeping in touch with my mom as much as I should. If independence is truly what Crossbell wants, then good luck to it. That said, losing the safety provided by the Empire and the Republic is bound to present trouble. I will not allow any danger to come within even a single reach of my Shan-Shan. That is why I oppose independence. There he is. Bruce said we need more cash, so we should try asking for higher positions. He's right. We have to earn all the mirror we can if we want to open up our own business. Besides, as long as we buck up and knuckle down, there's no job me and Roos can't handle. Well, if it isn't the special sports section. You're that Liberlian reporter, right? I'm surprised you're still in town. That I am. I decided to delay my trip home after the trade conference. How could I not after your mayor's bold proposal? Crossbell's practically the center of Zemuria's attention now. My editor-in-chief approved me staying here for long-term coverage, so I'll be sticking around until the referendum. Should have guessed, that makes perfect sense. While I'm at it, I plan to cover Arkansas's revival production too. I'll be attending the debut, in fact. Wow, on opening night? It's not easy to get in the door for a show like that. Indeed, tickets sold out immediately and have been fetching exorbitant prices on the second-hand market. Well, a reporter has her ways. Anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if we bumped into each other for the next few weeks. See you around town. We got all of them. It's downtown next. Yeah, we're almost done with Crossbell City. Then we have to hit the outskirts. I should probably do the church with mains. Let's check on Gable. Mayor Qua has really gone and done it this time. The representatives of the Imperial and Republican factions are on a shakier precipice than ever now. Wait a minute, why am I talking about politics? I need to start reflecting on what to do with my future instead. An independent Crossbell, huh? I know we have a legitimate argument, but I can't help but feel like we're biting off more than we can chew. Our crotchety neighbors to the east and west won't take this line down, and I doubt they plan on being peaceful about it. Sakes alive, this is one bold proposal our mayor has made here. Michelin Wonderland was so much fun. I want to go back with Mommy and Daddy someday. My husband told me something interesting. He said that foreign contractors had a big hand in Orcus Tower's development. From what I gather, construction of the tower is divided between the crews. My husband was part of the group that worked on the VIP floor in the International Conference Room. Speaking of the conference room, it saw its first session the other day for the trade conference, as a matter of fact. The thought of people using something my husband helped build fills me with pride. Hey, Van. Bet you got nothing to complain about now, eh? Your breadwinning Pop's been working his ass off. Alright, got some Mira. Get ready, Ruse, we're eating meat today. I'm gonna eat a torrent of food today. The headline's been so troubling lately, I don't even know what to make of most of it. All I want is for everyone to keep on smiling the way they have been doing. We don't need to go in there, we need to find a place that pays better than that, I'm afraid. Wonder what Vault's doing right now. Beats me, doesn't look like he's been on his pad for a while either. There hasn't been any trace of the guy anywhere for 3 days now. Last time we spotted was when Huey and them ran into him in the Harbor District. Yeah, and Vault totally ignored them when they tried to get his attention. Something's definitely up. Let's split up and search for clues. You two look around downtown. Talk to every last face you see. Right. We're on it. These guys don't know where Vault is? That's concerning. Where could he be? Me and Luganol will take turns watching over Ignis. Report back if you find anything. Right. We're on it. Alright. Best we can do is check any places Vault might have gone. Look everywhere you can think of. Turn the whole city upside down if you have to. On it. Roger. If you spot Vault, get your asses back here and report in immediately. No point talking to him. He'll just brush you off, so don't even try. Right. Got it. Last week or so, I saw one of those delinquents talking into this thing he was holding up to his ear. Wonder what it was. Could have been an enigma? There's a bunch of people on both sides of the argument, but our independence is such a delicate topic. A lot of people are in favor, but I wonder how many of them actually understand the magnitude of the situation. And we actually do need to look at the customized finally. Whoops. So it's going to cost 600 Mira. It gets evasion. That has a chance to blind. That has a chance to evade. Crit. Massive crit. 20%? Jeez. Then again, knowing my luck, that's probably something that he innately has for his fist stuff. So, yeah, I want the Phantom Club. Let's go ahead and pop these on. So, yeah, it's a nice boost. Just want to make sure there was no one back there. We already accounted for Roberts, but I didn't know if someone else could have been there. So you're probably asking, where did my money go? And you're about to find out. Business is booming down here lately, huh? Starting to get a little jealous. How about referring some customers to my place after they have a drink? That would hardly be safe, and I find it difficult to believe you aren't doing well for yourself already. You got me there. Seem to get along well enough. Doesn't surprise me, they're both a little on the screwy side. Say as if you don't fit right in. Lazy, so good of you to visit. Will you be staying long? I can have a table and drinks arranged right away if you would like. Why, thank you, Abbess, but maybe some other time. Nothing beats a cold brew in the afternoon. Sometimes you just need an ale for what ails you. Abbess knows so much about all sorts of subjects. I'm always learning something new when I'm around him. V's put the weirdest things in the blender earlier. Was the end result even drinkable? Could have helped if he just asked. Everyone in the gang has been so full of energy lately. Then there's me, the only one who's still half-assing his work. What am I going to do with myself? Don't you have any advice, Faisy? Not at all. I don't interfere with any of the Testament's lives. They're big boys. I trust them to figure out things on their own. Not unlike Chief Sergei, I see. Azel and Liang always look like they're having fun when they whip up new cocktails, so I tried making one too. Said it looked too funky to put on the menu, but the ingredients are definitely good for the body. Here, try for yourself. Purple liquid. Thanks. Well, we'll have to put him on the restaurant list that the news agency wants us to make. Mama's out drinking. She's been sorting through our inventory ever since early this morning. Down a few stiff ones is her way of rewarding herself, she said. So, I actually have the fish to get a coil ring plus. I have the rain eater for the cool necklace. Why would this use an EP cut? Need a floral bottle for that one. I had to use up my one piranha. Gold salmon. I don't know where we get the rock hard jerky. That might be a cooking thing. Tiger rock eater's a fish. The Magaduda we can buy. It's not a Melda shop. We saw it. I can't remember where. It was the department store. Bull Dragon. Yep. So I already have a Septium Vein. I need a lot of catfish to get Ingenuity. Intimidation, we need Headman's Noodles. I don't really care for this one. At least not yet. The quartz mix could be pretty good. I don't have a heal. I gave up my one pale salamander to the cat, if I remember. Queen crab, not gonna find those anytime soon. We have luck. I'm trying to remember where Piraruku was. There is an achievement for getting all the quartz, so I may be forced into doing some of these, which is gonna suck. Yeah, we aren't able to get that one yet. Or that one. Yeah, the two cool ones. Luckily, they actually become available around roughly the same time with the Tier All Bomb and the EP Charge 3. Anyway, what I was up to was this. So, decoration for Kia's room, we need to make 3 bitter burgers, which is the bad light burger thing. I had to use my money to buy acerbic tomatoes. I believe I had Ellie cook them. And I got more cat food when I did that too, from one of the failed attempts. In case you're wondering, I did a little bit of cooking off camera before the intermission, which is why I had cat food for the cat. Let's just warp. And I also spent a little time in the casino. So we have a jukebox. Not too shabby. Hey, Randy, can I come in? Yeah, go for it. What's up? Time to roll out? In a bit. HQ didn't need anything else in particular from us today. Don't tell me you've been drinking in here. Be honest with me, Randy. No, I wouldn't dare. Now, what are we waiting for? Let's head on out. Unbelievable. Still, even though I give him a hard time, I know Randy's responsible when it comes to this sort of thing. He'll probably be fine. By the way, I feel like you got a bunch more stuff in your room now. Is that a surfboard up there? We bought it, Lloyd. Yeah, people usually get a lot more use out of them over by the coast, though. Catch some waves on Lake Elm, though, so it's not a total waste. Turns out lake surfing ain't too bad. Didn't know you were into that sort of thing, Randy. And this thing here, what are these called again? I think I saw one in a magazine once. That, my friend, is a jukebox. Plop in a 10 coin and it'll play whatever music suits your fancy. You're more than likely to find one in some back alley dive than an upscale bar, though. Okay, I was waiting for the truck to leave. This is pretty nice. Almost makes me feel nostalgic in a way. Yeah, I haven't really seen them anywhere around Crossbell, though. They're pretty popular out in the sticks, where there's not much to pass time with. I see. Did they have jukeboxes at the bars you used to visit? Sure did. Randy? It's nothing. So anyway, are we heading out or what? Mademoiselle and the others are probably waiting for us. Yeah, let's go. And then Kia's upstairs. Wasn't the acerbic tomato thing for her? Or... I don't know, maybe we can only use one of them. Are we able to warp out? Nope. So we can go to St. Ursula, and that will probably be the end of the video. I'll do the gates in a single video. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the way to go about it. Hello and welcome to St. Ursula Medical College. If you're hoping to see Dr. Salen, I just saw her head into the courtyard a bit ago. We're spending more and more time there these days. A lot has been on her mind, I'm sure. Let me guess, the mayor's proposal has been the talk of the town, right? Independence. Now there's a dream every Crossbell has had for who knows how long. Personally, I'm all in favor of it. Dr. Salen? Oh, hello. My apologies, but I need some time alone to think. The results of Shizuku's operation must be hitting her especially hard. Yeah, she was the surgeon in charge of the procedure after all. Everyone believed the surgery would be a success with Dr. Sayland at the helm, but maybe current medical technology just isn't enough to restore Shizuku's vision. I've noticed that Linton is always off helping with surgeries or making rounds around the hospital. He's on a completely different level than a freshman like me. Linton's been working at 100 salge an hour ever since what happened to his last supervisor. It's driving him half to death. You need to remember to be patient. The only way to improve is to study, and study some more. Flora has a point. I'm not going to get anywhere by being impatient, but I'm not ready to agree with her about reading anatomy books while eating. Linton has been working at 100 salge per hour. Actually, the second line was different. I will let him outdo when it comes to hitting the books, but his progress makes sense after all the hands-on experience he's been getting. Arios has been staying here for a while to help Shizuku prepare for her most recent surgery. I'm sure she felt braver than ever with her daddy by her side, but here the operation didn't go as planned and her eyesight still hasn't recovered. Poor girl. Upstairs, second floor. Nothing. Nothing. Arios McLeod was on pins and needles the entire time Shizuku was in the OR, worried absolutely sick, no doubt. Everyone in Crossbell knows and worships him as a hero, the Divine Blade of Wind, but in the end, he's still only human. Seeing him in that state, it dawned on me that he was just like any other loving father worried for his daughter. Yeah, there's no way to see this from the ground to make sure there's anyone up there. The closest I'd get would be looking from the third floor if I go the other way through, but... Mayfa was tearing up bad the day Michael was discharged from the hospital, so I lent her my big hanky. I thought it worked at first because she stopped crying, but then I realized she was giving me a really nasty stare. And what kind of thanks to that? And she didn't even give it back afterwards. So let's go find out what the really big hanky was. A bedsheet? Can't go in the research ward. Here's Arios. I'm told the Triple S has taken on the cryptid investigation. My apologies. Such matters are typically under Bracer jurisdiction, with me being away from the guild right now. Knock it off, you don't need to worry about that. It's still a joint investigation, not like my kids are biting off more than they can chew. Trust them to take care of things for today at least. So you say. Come on, you know as well as anyone how much they've grown this year. Besides, you should be enjoying this time together while you have it. You don't get to do this nearly enough. If you ask me, a dad's place at times like this is right beside his daughter. I'm in your debt, Sergei. Thank you, Chief. That's very kind of you. Pardon us. The Triple S. What are you guys doing here? Told him I'd be coming alone since all you were supposed to be busy today. Sorry about that, Chief. We wanted to check in on Shizuku ourselves. Thank you for visiting, Triple S. So her sprite has its eyes closed. If you notice her portrait there, has eyes open. Shizuku, I've never seen you with your eyes open like that. Does that mean your sight is back? No, not exactly. Dr. Sayland did everything that she could as the operating surgeon. On paper, the procedure was a success, but her vision has not fully recovered. All it's returned thus far is her ability to perceive light around her. That's so. Sorry to hear that. Don't worry about me, everyone. I'm okay. But since you're all here, would it be alright for us to take a walk to the roof together, Father? That'd be nice. I was just starting to think it was a little crowded in here. We could all use some fresh air. But Shizuku just had surgery. Shouldn't you be taking it easy? The doctor said her condition is stable, so long as she isn't exposed to strong light for an extended period of time. Seeing as today is a little overcast, there shouldn't be any issues with taking her outside. I'll inform the staff. Would you all help Shizuku out of bed and make sure she's ready to go? So the Divine Blade of Wind has a soft spot for his darling little girl. Add him to the list, I suppose. He's always like that. Father is a kind man once you get to know him. Yeah, and now we can go for a little jog, skip, and walk with the guy. We're up for it. I'm excited already. Watch your steps, Shizuku. I will, Father. The breeze is so nice and the sunlight is so warm, I almost forgot how bright it could get. Glad you're enjoying yourself, Shizuku. Now that I think about it, Arios did mention something about you being able to perceive light again. I'm still not able to make any details, but yes, that's right. I can sense how bright it is now, almost like there's a white haze all around me. A white haze? I think I can imagine it. Your eyes know there's light there, but it's not the same as having vision. You don't have to be sad for my sake, everyone. I'm very happy with how well the surgery went. You are? Well, at first I was upset that I didn't get all my eyesight back, of course. At that point I started giving up hope that I was ever going to get better. Shizuku. But after thinking about it, I realized that this was the first treatment I've ever had that's made this much progress. That means my eyes can still get better, even if it takes a long time. Gave me a reason to believe again. Plus, I don't want to let down Father, Kia, and everyone else at the hospital who's been supporting me. So I'm not going to give up. I want to continue my treatment. Shizuku, you're amazing. Not everyone has that kind of strength. Well, I don't know if I'd call it strong. I still need everyone's help. Without Father here to pay my hospital bills for me, I don't know what I'd do. As long as you haven't given up, I'll support you for as long as it takes. So don't worry about that, Shizuku. Just focus on getting better for us. That's exactly what your mother would want, too. You're right, Father. Thank you. I know Mother's with the goddess watching over us, so I'll keep doing my best to make a recovery for you and her both. Kid's got some fire in her belly, eh, Arios? No question who her daddy is. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? I'd say she gets it from her mother, if anything. It's almost time for us to return to your room, Shizuku. Doctor's orders. Yes, of course. We'll walk you back inside. Afterward, Lloyd and the others enjoyed a few moments of light conversation in Shizuku's hospital room. Alright, I should be getting back to work. You two enjoy your father-daughter time, Arios. Much appreciated, Sergei. We'll see you tonight, Chief. Will do. Expecting to hear all about your cryptid investigation. With the divine dad of Wind here taking some time off, this is your chance to close the gap. The divine what? Later, guys. Thank you for coming, Chief. Can't believe you said that with the man himself still in the room. Who else do we know who could get away with that? Well, he is my former superior. I can afford him a little bit of leeway. Nevertheless, he was correct. I hope you have no objections to investigating the cryptids for today. I plan to be back to work first thing tomorrow. Until then, lend your aid to Scott, Wenzel, Aeolia, and Lynn. We will do what we can. Thank you for covering for Father, everyone. I hope your work goes well. And I'm glad you visited too. It was fun talking with you all. Pleasure was all ours, Shizuku. We'll come see you again soon. Take care. I'll leave the investigation of the cryptids to you and yours. I plan to be back to work first thing tomorrow. Until then, lend your aid to Scott, Wenzel, Aeolia, and Lynn. Just remembered, Kia also came to visit me yesterday, but I think hearing about my surgery only made her sad. Now that you mention it, there did seem to be something on her mind this morning. Don't worry about it too much, Shizuku. Just stay positive, and I'm sure Kia will cheer up eventually. I hope so. No one in the closet. Having flashbacks to South Park. 301. Watching Michael frantically wave his hand goodbye as he left the hospital had me in tears. Cicero silently offered me a handkerchief when she noticed. It was just surprisingly considerate. Or so I thought. Upon closer inspection, I realized she actually handed me my favorite scarf that I thought I'd lost. Had I not been such an emotional wreck, I would have laid in his throne right then and there. Shizuku's condition is a complex case that straddles the line between three disciplines: surgery, internal medicine, and neurology. Some may think her recovering her vision to be impossible, but so long as it isn't totally impaired, I believe she has a chance. Though in that sense, chase after such a faint home may ultimately be more painful than giving up altogether. Nevertheless, if the McLeans have the courage to continue fighting, then so do I. I'm too young to be stuck in a hospital like this, not to mention too pretty. And it's for throwing on my back of all things. God, I feel like an old biddy. Dr. Baldine's exams are so thorough and considerate. It's a great comfort being in the hands of St. Ursula's capable staff. I was staying around all down at the dumps over Shizuku's surgery when out of nowhere Martha gave me a whap on the butt. It scared me half to death. She have to do it so hard I can still feel the sting of her hand. I have to admit, though, it's like she slapped all the doom and gloom right out of me. I'm feeling a lot more ready to seize the day now. Oh, no comment from Randy. Spirits are low among the staff and faculty right now. It's understandable after how invested the entire hospital was in Shizuku's recent surgery. However, that's no excuse for these sullen expressions we're wearing. There are other patients who need us. Times like these are precise when we need to give them hope. That's what I always say. Morale at the hospital has been at an all-time low since Shizuku's operation. Still, it's just all the more reason we nurses have to keep a smile on our faces. You're right, having Ki in our lives taught us how powerful a good smile can be. I'm sure you can provide the same pigment for the patients, Lucille. Yes, fame can melt their worries away, it's you. That's kind of you to say. The hospital may be down on morale, but Shizuku's still holding out hope. We owe it to her to do the same. I'm only in for a simple operation. It shouldn't be long before I'm fine fettle again. Still, being away from home has me worried about how the rest of my family is doing. Hope my husband is taking good care of the kids, or at least make sure they get their 3 squares a day. So, I've heard the 3 squares, but not the fettle thing before. You have nothing but free time on your hands when you're stuck in a good hospital gown. Mayhaps I'll marathon all those books I brought along with me. I was kind of wondering if that was going to be a Sunshine Agnes thing, but he didn't give us anything. I think the results of Shizuku's surgery were all bad. There's some glimmers of hope to be found there. The fact that her eyesight recovered even a little bit is a step in the right direction. We're getting closer, I just know it. Now isn't the time for St. Ursula to falter. Okay, we just have the people on the ground floor, which unfortunately is the most. This is bad. I can feel a pall of gloom settling in over our staff. We had high hopes that Shizuku's surgery would succeed. Moping about it won't solve anything, but it's hard not to get discouraged. Shizuku's most recent surgery relied on a groundbreaking new procedure developed by Dr. Sayland. Interest for the new method among the medical community is high. I'd say we regained some of the respect we had lost since last spring's incident. That being said, now is no time for celebration. The operation was hardly a success after all. Well, this is some good news. Your condition has improved greatly since the time you were first admitted here, Mr. Quinn. Are you sure? Yes, though we still need to keep tabs on your progress from here on out. Still, at least you won't have to be hospitalized again. Isn't that great, Grandpa? You're healthy now, and you don't have to stay in the hospital again either. Yeah, it's wonderful. He was fishing here, wasn't he? I'm so happy for you, Grandpa. I knew your medicine was working. All I had to do was make you take it. It reminds me of a time I heard of a patient who was cured after discovering a passion for theater. Finding what makes you happy can be the best medicine. I'm glad Quinn found that in spending time with Amisa instead of fishing. Never know what they could tell you, so I've been reluctant to get checked up. Who would have thought it'd end up like this? It's all thanks to Amisa. Dr. Sayland's surgical technique is flawless on paper, nothing short of revolutionary in the field of healthcare. So what went wrong? Could the operation have failed due to your incompetence? You pompous son of... If anyone's at fault, it's you. You were the least experienced person there. What did you say? You want a piece of me? I'll lay you off easy this time. Likewise. What? I really need to keep a cool head. The senior staff assisted Dr. Sayland with the surgery, so we're all feeling the same frustration she is. Will our failure cause that poor girl to spiral into despair? That's my only concern. Shizuku's operation had the most advanced medical devices and cutting-edge surgical techniques on the continent, yet it still failed. It's so damn frustrating. I wanted it to end like this. Shizuku put all her faith in us, but can't just give up now. I know the surgery wasn't a success, but I think the doctors did everything that they could. Don't get me wrong, it's a shame that Shizuku's vision has been restored, and I'm not saying it's a lost cause. But if you ask me, the doctors shouldn't blame themselves over it. There's no sense in letting it bring them down. Oh man, we still have to talk to these guys. I commute to this hospital quite a bit. The doctors here are surgical experts. That fact alone is enough to give me peace of mind. I saw a couple of doctors having an argument in front of the exam room. Couldn't think of it, a lot of staff here seem on edge. Did something happen? Shizuku's gone through several surgeries in her attempts to restore her vision. But none have been successful, even though we have the finest doctors on the continent. I can only imagine the anguish she and Mr. McLean are going through. Heard there's a long wait for first-time visits. It's probably going to take a while. Nothing like being in a hospital waiting room all day. At my last checkup, I was told to cut back on my speed intake. They said my body would pay for it if I didn't, so here I am trying to change my lifestyle. But they're just so good. Even now I'll gravitate toward the sugary stuff before I realize it. I need to be more careful. So with that, we've spoken to everyone outside of the quest areas. We'll pick up next with the gates, I think it is, and Armorica Village. Either that or Main's, one of those, and then the other one. So I'll see you guys over there. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.